You're going to work for the big company. It's low risk. You get the paycheck. You might get a retirement, maybe not, right, in this society. Just know, again, you're trading your hours for a paycheck. And that's the cash flow quadrant. So you start up here in the left-hand side. You're an employee, right? That's what an employee does. So you want to get down to the other side, and I'm going to share with you real quick what that is. So as an employee, you did what everyone told you to do, right? You got good grades. You graduated from high school. They said, hey, get good grades so you can do what? So you can go to college and get in debt. Debt is so high right now, it's ridiculous. Who here has college debt? Do you? Okay. College debt is so high right now, it's ridiculous. And a lot of people get out and they can't even use their education. I was very fortunate. I went to college on a soccer scholarship. So I came out of college debt free, thank goodness. But you want to go from employee to, why not go to independent contractor? Independent contractor, that's what we do. We sell big widgets. We're paid on commission. We trade our hours, but we get a bigger reward, right? Because we took more risk. We take a lot more risk in this business. So you are not just trading your hours for a paycheck. I actually get a paycheck because I pay myself. I run my business like a business. So I get a paycheck and I get commission. And I get a profit, which we'll talk about. So go from employee to independent contractor, sell the big widgets, work your ass off, make a lot of money. The problem is you're taxed at the highest rate possible. So how do you not get taxed, right? How do you not get taxed? What you're going to do is you're going to make being an independent contractor a business. So the business gets you to the other side of the cash quadrant, okay, at the top. So at the top, when you're a business, you work for a profit, right? And something changes. So when you're over here an employee and you're an independent contractor, who are you working for? Right, but when you're an employee, who are you working for? You're working for a company and they're getting the profit, right? When you're an independent contractor, for the most part, you're working for yourself, a little bit for the business sometimes, right? But when you come over and you start running a business, what business has what? Employees? So you as a real estate professional, you can hire people to leverage, right, your weaknesses. You can hire people to leverage the fact that you can get your time back, right? This is what you do in real estate. You can do it in other businesses. So when you create your independent work and you become a business, you then get a profit. So like the other business owners. So you can take your profit and then get down to the bottom of the quadrant. The bottom of the quadrant is when you're an investor. Is there a better business to be in other than what we do, to be an investor? Can you think of any? Maybe you're a stockbroker or something. We sell real estate, right? You should be buying real estate. Your goal should be buy as many houses as you can. There are a lot of people who've been in the business as long as I have and never bought an investment property. That's like a sin. You're in real estate. These are the widgets you sell. You should have that as part of your business plan. Buy, one property a year and leverage that for cash flow, right? And can I share with you how a millennial buys on very little income? Can I share it with you?
Yeah, sure.
You're a millennial? So my daughter just bought a house. So she had a small inheritance, grandma passed, right? But she's been on payroll because she's doing our marketing and she's selling now. So we found a house that I listed and we had multiple offers and she was allowed to match the highest offer. So she co-signed with me because her income doesn't quite qualify, but this is what she did as a millennial. She got a renter to rent one room for $1,200 a month. She got another renter to rent the other one for $1,100. So her mortgage payment's $900 a month and she owns a house at 24. So you can do this stuff. So if you think you're young, you can't buy a house, or you're old, can't buy a house, it's a limiting belief, trust me.
They feel like house hacking.
Is that what they call it? It's beautiful. You can do that. This should be a part of your plan. You need to leverage the fact that you're in real estate. You don't mind me telling you this stuff, do you? No. Okay. Jerry.
So you can work here and have a contractor situation?
What do you mean?
You said you're an independent contractor.
We are independent contractors.
All of them.
All of us are.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're an independent
That's
contractor.
what I mean.
We
Yeah.
are not working for Keller Williams.
Yeah. You're working under the brokers. Under the brokers, you're under the broker, but you are an independent contractor. You are. You can create your business within the business. Right now, I would imagine most of you are probably associate licensees. That's the way I look at it. You have a license, you're probably just starting to work, you're in the business for a little bit. You probably, do any of you have assistants? No assistants? So pretty much you're associate licensees. Until you get an assistant, you're an associate licensee. And then once you have an assistant, that's someone you have to pay payroll to. Then you're talking about owning a business. You want to get to where you own a business here. So you have other people doing the other work so that you can sell real estate. Make sense? Okay. So that's kind of what your big plan should be. That's what high achievers try to do. You know, they don't want to just sell real estate by accident. There's a whole reason behind it, and it's the big why. Anyone else want to share their big why? You do, because you're smiling really big. I can tell.
As Heidi said, it's true that I also want to have a business of my own.
Okay.
And with the process you mentioned, how it can be like saving tax and also at the same time owning your own business.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I came into real estate.
Very good.
And, I follow your
Okay.
advices today.
Good. Call me anytime. I'll share anything because half the people won't do it anyway. Right? It's so. Isn't that true? You can give people a roadmap. Hey, do 1 through 10, and they'll do like 2, and then you don't hear from them, and they won't do
But
it.
I would like to appreciate one thing, Natalie, that you're the most honest, like the coach I have seen, like you share all your secrets with us.
The
Don't
secret
keep
is there's no
anything to
secret.
yours.
Right?
So good. You have never met a person who shares their
Yeah.
secret recipe or
Yeah.
their secret success.
Yeah.
Not like this, you know.
Yeah.
From the day one I met you and like any questions I ask you, you're pretty honest. And you just share all your secrets.
I'm
and
actually too
everything.
honest sometimes. But I've realized that can cost you money with clients. So you have to be careful because you can say and be honest with your clients, but it's not often what you say, it's how you say it. So I'm very sensitive to that. I think that's one of my strengths in real estate is I know how to say stuff to people.
You can rate people.
And I'm pretty subtle, like I'm not like super boisterous, and I don't like being the center of attention, but I can read between the lines really well, and so it works really well in real estate. Yeah. All right, so let's turn the page 14. Sorry, I'm going slow, but I'm passionate about some of this stuff. I want to make sure you're getting nuggets out that you can keep for a long time.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Today I have to leave,
No problem.
but I wanted to still start. Sorry about that.
No problem at all.
I have to run.
Oh my gosh, this guy just talked about this the other day. So getting the most out of this experience, you guys on page 14. And you're okay that I'm not using that thing up there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So page 14, this just has to do with, oh my gosh, the prisoner, the vacationer, the explorer. You've begun an exciting journey towards sparking your business and attaining your dreams. You're not simply a student or a learner in Ignite. You are a capper in training. Yes, you're a capper in training, but again, we're helping you build your business. Be prepared to do what it takes to be successful in your real estate career. What kind of capper in training will you be in Ignite? So they just want to teach you the type of people that actually show up to these classes. One's called the prisoner. That means, hey, someone told you had to be here. You don't really want to be here. You'd rather be out at the Starbucks, drinking your coffee or whatever. That's a prisoner. Don't be a prisoner. If you're a prisoner, don't bother. That's what I tell people. Because if you don't want to be here and you're not excited about making money and building a business in real estate, just go do something else. There are plenty of people. I don't want to say plenty of people. There are the top 20% who want to make a killing in real estate, and they will make a killing in real estate because they made a decision to do so. That's not a prisoner. So don't be a prisoner. The vacationer, a day in training is better than a day on the job, right? So there's that mentality. Hey, I'm gonna go check this out. I'm, got the day off today or whatever, And then the last is the explorer, excited and curious about the new knowledge, skills, and tools that they'll discover in class, and hopefully it'll spark and, I'll whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so this just 3 types of learners. We talked about that. So let's go to the next page. Several things are going to make this course a huge victory for you. And I do promise if you stick it out with Lloyd's a fantastic trainer. He's on my real estate team. He was a trainer in his corporate background, so he's excellent at what he does. He's going to be very good about helping you keep yourself accountable. And he won't take excuses. He is a military veteran, so show up on time. He says if you're 5 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late, essentially. So you need to be early and on time and be respectful of his time, because he's going to be volunteering a lot of time to train you. He's an excellent trainer. All right, action reveal. Let's see, you were given a mission to complete this class, and likewise, every Ignite Power session will have a mission that you complete before class. It's essential that you complete all the steps in the mission so you set it for success. So they're going to give you an assignment after each class, and you need to make sure that you do the assignment. I'll make sure that we get to the end and at least explain the assignment, okay? So you don't want to come and then not having done the assignment. Most of the time it's going to be calling or writing notes or doing a business plan or whatever it might be. So Lloyd will make sure that you guys do whatever's asked of you in this class, because this is a participation class. This isn't just show up and listen. You got to get stuff done, okay? So let's flip the page. Expectations for this power session. Okay, review expectations. As a student of Ignite, you're expected to complete the following. Oh, there it is. I said it before I even knew it was in the manual. Declare your big why. All right, so before you come back next week, you're going to have to just write on a piece of paper. If you don't have a business plan, get a notebook. As soon as you start writing in the notebook, you can call that your business plan. Write down big why. That was actually the first thing I wrote down when I got my license. The Bay East gave me the red book. And if you read the red book, it talks about the big why. I wrote that down. I still have that, actually. And again, that's going to keep you focused and keep you self-motivated rather than having someone to keep you accountable. You're going to set a monetary goal, and you're going to do that using the Growth Initiative, a calculator, and that's an online tool. I'm sure Lloyd will help you with that. You're going to be self-accountable to your big why and your monetary goal, and you're going to use influencing sales language for 3 business calls today. Oh, wow, they're going to have us call today? Fun. All right. Okay. In order to maximize your learning, your Ignite faculty is committed to, we're going to devote the majority of the time in activities in class. So again, you're not just going to come and listen in these classes. You're going to come, you're going to make phone calls, you're going to do stuff. You're going to call business owners, you're going to call either past clients, current clients. You're going to probably do FSBOs. FSBOs are for sale by owners, expired listings, things like that. Our goal is to make you what we call a capper at Keller Williams as soon as possible. That's someone who's done like a certain amount of business as soon as possible. During the phone call activity, you're going to make calls yourself. So model the behavior, support and encourage you guys as you make your calls. We're going to ask questions that generate reflection and thought, and ask for ahas when we're done. And we're going to have an in-class video queued up and ready to play. So I don't know where that video is. Let me look here. I think it's just a calling session. Let me see here. Do you guys have your databases with you? By chance? Yeah, on your phone. Either Command or a computer with your database, any of that. Does anyone have any of that? Yes? Okay. All right, let me just check. All right, before we make some phone calls, they have ground rules, and again, because of Lloyd's background, he's going to be very, very, he's going to be a stickler about this. Arrive to class on time, return promptly from breaks, and we're going to have a break here in just a second. Be fully present. Turn off your laptops until it's time to make phone calls and things like that. We'd love for you to participate. We're never going to force you to do that. I always want people to want to participate. It's very interactive, obviously. We don't want to be yakking up here. We want to hear what you have to say. We're going to respect people's different learning styles. People do learn differently, as you know. We're going to help each other learn, so don't be shy about giving advice to people or trying to be helpful. Never negative, but again, just sharing. Again, coming from contribution in this class. And then please consider everything that we talk about confidential, and we always try to keep it positive. We never want to, diss people or other people that we know in the business. Commit to implementing at least one thing that you learned from the class for the coming week, okay? And then lastly, we're going to have fun, okay? So with that, Why don't you guys take a 5-minute break, use the bathroom, get a drink of water, and then come back, and I want you to make 2 phone calls, all right? Is everyone okay making 2 phone calls to people that you know? Do each of you know 2 people? Raise your hand if you know 2 people.
Not that'll answer the phone.
Okay, what's that?
Not that'll answer the phone.
You don't think?
No.
So when you call them, give me an example of what you could say. Anyone? Or do you want me to give you an example?
Hi, how you doing?
There you go. That's a start.
How are you?
How's things going these days?
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. There's actually, they call it the Ford method. That's what they teach us. Oh gosh, what is the F? Family. How's your family? Hey, now I'm just checking in. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in so long. How's the family doing? And then you want to keep it brief. If they kind of go on and talk about the family, just say, hey, I only had a few minutes, but I was just thinking about you today. I just wanted to share something with you. You can tell them you got into real estate. But family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So if you think family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, they call that the Ford method. So if you got nothing to say, just write that acronym on your paper. And always know that people always want to talk about their family. They always want to talk about their job. They always want to talk about a trip they're going on. And they always want to talk about, hey, what's the next fun thing they're doing? So just always have it focused on them. And then at the end, if they're decent people, they're going to say, hey, how you doing? And then you need to know what to say. Hey, I'm doing great. I'm actually just getting out of this class today. I was just checking in with some folks, just letting them know I got into real estate. Super simple. You think you can handle that? Yes? Super. Okay. Ford method. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams.
What I did was, I don't have social media.
Uh-huh.
I started social media.
Okay.
Connected with all my friends and all my family, and then I put it all out there.
You can do that, but I would consider that a shiny object. Yeah, today millennials and a lot of people are online, but most people's businesses aren't. It's a very small niche where people, if they're getting a lot of stuff from social media, they have a core business most likely somewhere else. Geographic farming, working by referral. So it's okay to do that, but don't put all your focus on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I applaud you for doing that because it makes sense. Because pretty soon you're going to have an identity. Your identity is going to be your brand. So your brand, it's either going to be your name or you're going to get a logo or you're going to do something. We have such freedom here. Don't worry about that stuff right now. Now it's just getting your skills, right? Just get the skills down. Just pick up the phone, give them a call, ask how they're doing. And then again, if they're decent people, they're going to ask, how are you? Okay, and just say, hey, I'm just leaving the class today. It was kind of cool. I'm learning a little bit about real estate and whatever. And don't be shy about telling people that you're fairly new to real estate. You know, if they know you, they're probably going to trust you already, so that's a good thing. And then this is just practice. So our goal is to practice so we can get better, and then practice till we can't get it wrong. Make sense? All right, so let's do a 5-minute break. Okay.
We're making these calls during the break, right?
And when soon as you come back, we're going to make a phone call. So we'll do 5-minute bathroom break, and then probably 10 minutes. Okay.
What's up, Brandon?
What's that? Oh, nice to meet you. Good. Sure. We'll do. We'll do.
And then, let me see, have any questions? Or you think very smart. Can I have your information just because?
Yeah.
I think you're very smart. If I have anything to ask you,
No
we're
problem.
talking about something like that. There was a company doing good coaching, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, the beanie company. Yeah, I'll give you her number. Let me see if I have my card. Oh, gosh, I look young. I'm fit. I just turned 50. Okay. I'll write down the beanie company's number. Yeah, they're a wonderful coach.
How much usually?
You can do the referral systems, which is getting their box every month, which gives you items of value, access to the website, their CRM. That's like, what was it, $189 a month. It's so affordable. It's super great.
Well, I'm trying to finish it. Not only that, but I would like to have a.
Yeah, let me give you the number.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Oops. And just call and say, hey, I'm interested in your programs, and they'll tell you about the programs. Okay, and then just let them know that I referred you. Yeah, that's all you need to do.
So you're making me like a.
Yeah, that's
So
where
you
you
think
do
the farming works?
Well, I don't think it works. I know it works.
You don't think it works?
No, I said I know it works.
Oh, I thought, because I.
It 100%
I
works.
really like the chocolate title. They have everything.
Oh yeah, I've seen their stuff. They're my main title person.
Yeah, I kind of find out they have a farming. Maybe I'll ask them how they can do
Yeah.
the farming, how they do it.
All you need to do is pick a neighborhood, and then you get something to drop off in a newsletter, and you start knocking it, or you can mail it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
mail
probably
it.
just, you know.
And I'll share how I built my business again,
Okay,
just so you
thank
know a
you.
little bit. It's again, it's simple, it's not easy. It's easy to go door to door.
I think so. That's
Right?
why I'm wrecked.
It is, it's very
So
easy to
many
do, it's just not,
Facebook
it's
stuff
hard
like that.
work.
Everybody's like, oh, I don't even bother
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, hey, where am
I just read it down. I'm like, oh my, why?
And you
is
keep
it-
going back to the same place.
I wanna be a better person.
You wanna what?
Be a better person. So I never speak to them, and I don't speak to people.
Great, this is good.
Yeah. I kind of like, I just want to be motivated every day a little bit. And then, yeah, finally maybe I can help people. If I have a lot, they hope will.
Well, that's
But
good.
that's-
Well, then you wanna define what do you mean by helping people? I'm no longer gonna say what you figure out, okay, what's helping people?
Well, just make sure you can know that you can should have the power.
I know, I was like,
No, what I like them though is I'm like, haha to them because I complained because so I ordered mine double sided.
yeah.
The big ones. Okay. And I'm thinking when I'm ordering them, this is not good on the website. That there were the A-frames, you know?
Yeah.
Because the price made it seem like it was with the A-frames. So they came and it was just the actual sign. And it was double sided, so then I'd have to get one of those, you know, that you hang it on there and the wind blows it. And so I I called them. They don't even have those frames for they don't even provide that. And I said, how can you provide this big of a, how can you provide this big of a sign if you don't even have a stand to put that? So I
haven't
ordered
noticed that.
I went back for those, and then I ordered the ones that I wanted, just 3 of them, because like I said, my dad's gonna build a stand for them, you know, some way or another. No, it's not. My dad's a builder. He can build a friggin' sign.
Something that simple.
Right?
No, I'm serious. Like, I wanted to do it. I was like, all they did was cut some PVC pipe and put a cap on it.
Right. It's easy. I mean, I don't know, easier. Yeah.
I mean, your dad's it. My dad's also a plumber.
Oh,
You
nice.
can do it yourself.
Yeah.
The only thing that was is,
Yeah. Right. Would you go to hardware store? Did you?
No, I work out 3 to 4 times a week. I'm trying to focus on more weights. Yeah. I love cardio. Yeah, I love cardio. Not. But like it's like wasn't really going that way, but yes. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
I love it. One of my favorite cardio classes. But it does like, it's almost like turbo kick from the 90s.
I used to do that at 24-hour fitness, yeah.
Yeah. So now it's combat. Everybody loves combat or something called attack. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So, okay. So if you go to the Livermore one,
I put my account on hold because I was not going enough. So I mean, I could just turn it up anytime I want. But yes, that's where I went.
can you go to any one? Or is it just a specific?
Yeah, no. I like have all the club sport ones or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Not club sport, but I mean the ones that are like
Yeah, sport.
sport, whatever. Yeah.
Super sport.
Super sport. Yeah.
Super sport. I have
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know what it was, but you know, I have the pass for all of them.
Okay, so if you turn it back on, or if you don't even want to turn it back on, you can come in as a guest.
Oh, nice. You're from
I
Pleasanton, right?
live in Danville. Danville. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know how to speak snob, so.
Alright, you guys, phone call.
That's good.
Let's at least get one phone
Oh,
call.
okay.
One phone call, because we're gonna have to breeze through the last 10 minutes.
And leave a voicemail, I guess.
Dr.
Did I answer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna start at 2:25, so if you can make a phone call before then, that'd be awesome. Awesome, awesome.
I was saying, that's what I've been doing all week. For the last
Good,
week.
good.
Like every day on my drive home from the
That's
bar.
what my daughter's been
Get you
bitching
on the
about.
phone and call some people who haven't talked to in a while.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy,
Nothing wrong with
what's new
that.
with you? Let me tell you what's new with
Calling
me.
old college buddies.
And everyone on my phone.
Yeah.
I mean, usually, good relations with everyone, so it's been good. And then plus, just trying to get numbers of people who I don't have
Yeah.
that are still like within those circle of people. So
Yeah. Yeah.
just been.
That's good.
Been working on that.
It's exactly what my daughter's been doing. She's like, Mom, all my people, they're all over the place because she went to Sonoma State.
Mhm.
I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that because you build your referral network of agents.
Yeah.
So if you're not working with them, you're going to refer them to other agents, and then hopefully
fill that
get a
network
referral
too.
fee. Yeah, but always be that referral hub. We can talk about that, but always be a resource, provide value.
So she went to Sonoma. How did she like
She
it?
did. She loved the sorority. She was in Gamma Phi Beta.
They make 2 calls, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and make one call because we're going to start at 2:25.
Okay.
It was okay. I wish she'd gone. I have a St. Mary's College grad, so I wish I'd have sent her to St. Mary's because she got in, but I didn't let her go.
Oh, okay.
And it took her a little longer to graduate just because they don't have the classes in the state schools. It was impacted, but it's
It's kind of
all
in the middle of nowhere.
What's that?
It's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It
But
is.
it's pretty.
It's
I
gorgeous.
drove down and.
They're all wine drinkers.
What,
Of
St.
course.
Mary's?
No.
Sonoma. Sonoma
maybe
State.
Sonoma.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of drinking at St. Mary's, but whatever.
Yeah. I know they drink. They drink a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. They drink a lot of wine too because the Christian Brothers make wine.
Mhm. I've always loved going down there because I liked going by the racetrack.
Oh,
The
okay.
Sonoma racetrack.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to stop by and
Yeah.
yeah.
There's some cool stuff in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's happy to be done. She was so, oh my gosh. She didn't even want to walk at her graduation. I'm like, hell no, you're not going to not walk.
Yeah.
There's no way. And that was so
That's more for
awesome.
you, right?
It was more for us.
Yeah.
She actually, as soon as everyone got their diplomas, I have a video of her. She calls, she's like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm like, really? She gets up, walks out. She didn't want to listen to all the speeches and stuff. She's like, I got my diploma. I came here to get what I got. I'm out of here. It was awesome. I loved it.
Hey, another book that I would recommend, I don't know if it's in publication, but it's probably at the library. It's called If You Don't Know Where You're Going, You're Probably Going to End Up Somewhere Else.
I've heard that.
It's a really good book.
I've heard that book.
Yeah.
I haven't read
By
that
Campbell.
one,
Campbell?
but yeah. I've read a lot of books over the years, but a lot of good books have been recommended. It's just trying to read them all.
It's hard.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one we just got done like halfway through is Never Split the Difference, Chris Voss.
Okay.
He's a, he
Lloyd
was,
brought that up. That's a good
it's
one, huh?
fantastic. It's a negotiating book. And he was the United States premier negotiator for hostages. And some of this, and when you think about it, when you are doing hostage negotiation, you can't split the difference because that's like a dead body. Well, when you approach real estate that way or negotiating in business, you fight at tooth and nail every little
So
dollar.
name of it again?
Never split the difference. And they use that actually for police, higher education, and master's programs. My niece has her master's, and I forget what. She's in law enforcement, and they made her read that book. Yeah, it's a good book. All right, you guys, don't be shy about picking up your phone.
Atomic Habits is really good too.
I've read that book.
Atomic Habits?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. I'm
I listened to a lot of it on the treadmill.
That's
You didn't know. I texted my contact today. We're having lunch together.
Have you been doing nothing else this weekend?
No, last weekend I didn't do it because first I didn't have to sign, but I didn't want to go
There's
borrow
up and
again.
Up to the line.
Yeah. And so I know I was gonna get it this week, so I'm gonna do some floor time. Probably Sunday.
Nice. 4-time. What office?
660
What's that?
here in Pleasanton.
The one Main Street?
Main Street, yeah.
That's a good one actually, 'cause it's downtown.
Yeah, the other one's better because
Which
it's
one?
right in front of the Farmer, yeah, farmer's market. No,
Oh.
over here, there's 2 offices.
Oh.
There's 660 and 3. No,
That's
the
the Cookford, yeah.
I'm like, wait, which one? Hold on, I know. So now she's just. That's it. Yeah, so you see to the lobby. Yep.
Oh, yeah, 660 is hole in the wall. There used to be
Yeah.
an Italian restaurant next to it that I love. Mine's
No, not Susie's.
Forno Vecchio or something.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
They were really good, but my whole life I never knew KW had an office right next to it.
Oh my
You
God.
can't
just-
see, no one can see the office
Exactly.
sign. When you're driving down the T, I was looking at it, I'm like, I can't read the sign unless I'm actually looking for it.
Yeah, I
Like,
went to
it-
go do floor time and I couldn't find it. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
where is it? The other one's a lot more open.
Well,
Yeah.
did you ever do that? Because I saw you posted that you wanted somebody to shadow somebody. Did you ever get to do that?
Well, that was for an open house.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
that's-
no, that was floor
No, for
time.
flow time, yeah.
Yeah, so that
That's
time
a
I went to
floor
459.
459.
No, it's a lot better, because yeah, that's right where the farmer's market is, so you got a ton of people walking around.
I heard you just met with Shelly.
Yeah, she's
Isn't
awesome.
she awesome?
She's cool.
She's great. And she asked me if I knew you. I was like,
Sorta,
not-
kinda.
Sort of, kind of. I've seen him in all the meetings and the classes and stuff. But I love Shelly.
Should we add 459?
She's at Fidelity.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I met her at one of the Thursday meetings at the Ale House. Do you go to those?
I haven't yet.
You should come. It's fun.
It is fun. I go every Thursday.
Yeah, it's fun.
I do like the ale house.
And the new broker's tour. Well, it's
Well,
not serving beer yet, but.
$5
Yeah, that'd be
you
a little
get
gnarly at
burrito
8 in the
and
morning.
coffee.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's actually a good brew.
Mhm.
I like it better than Pleasanton's because Pleasanton's.
That's what I've
more-
heard.
Pleasanton's, it's a little stuffy.
And clicky is what
It's clicky, it's a little stuff. I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
Nah.
Yeah, Pleasanton's different than Livermore.
Well,
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Livermore.
Where are you
so-
from?
Oh,
Danville.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Hey, oh yeah.
That's what I just said to her.
Agents. Danville, it's just a little.
No, hey, I was joking with Brett Fouché. He came in and he sat down with his father and he was like
Oh, you gotta get started.
saying something about his client being a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, do you need help? I know how to speak stuck up.
Oh.
So I was like, it was funny. No, don't worry. I'm perfectly aware of what the envelope
You know, honestly, I
is.
don't sound bad.
No, you can sit with me at the meeting when we come because I just kind of randomly found people and now I have kind of a group of people I sit with.
Are you talking about
The real
660?
meeting? No.
Oh, the
real
team meeting.
No. It's called
Have one
Real Estate Alliance
general, you're gonna go
of Livermore.
or Danville.
And they have them all over though for like Pleasanton, whatever. But I go to Livermore because I live in Livermore.
Okay.
Where do you live in Pleasanton?
I'm right here, yeah.
Okay, but still, it's worth it to come out there.
Is that on the calendar? Or,
Not for. Actually, it is on the calendar.
you know what, I need to grab
On
one.
Thursdays, it's every Thursday, and then Friday's Pleasanton.
Oh, the marketing meetings.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
really good to meet people.
Yeah, no doubt. Just getting started out, Rob told me to focus more on like broker tours.
And that's right
Just
after.
these general meetings, yeah, but I'll have to start diving into that for sure.
Yeah, it leads into broker tour.
Okay. Oh yeah, so you just go there straight from.
You go pretty much from there. They give you all
You
the
get an
houses and people get up and
Yeah,
talk about
it is
them.
different.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah.
Here, let me grab it.
Well, it's
Catholic.
Mhm.
exactly. So your focus area.
The hardest thing to do is to get realtors to be quiet.
Okay.
We love to talk.
Of course.
We love to talk. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we're going to fast forward. There's a bunch of pages about the big why. So this is your homework. If you don't have this done, Lloyd's not going to be happy. Okay, and I don't want to look bad. So make sure you finish up this big why stuff. I know we kind of ad-libbed it. I just want you to get the gist of it. You need to take the time to really focus on what's important to you. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, so let's go to page 23, your monetary goal. Okay, it says to log into the computer. We're not going to do that today, but this is going to be your homework. You need to have this filled in for Lloyd, all right, when you come back next week. So the Market Center does provide what we call a CGI calculator. You're going to enter your profit goal and monitor your progress towards your goal. So you're going to need to log into your KW site. Does everyone have a username and password and all that kind of fun stuff? Okay, so you just follow the instructions. They want you to have a goal of the amount of money or transactions that you want to make. And then it's going to, you look at an average commission rate, an average net sales price, and you can figure out how much money you're actually going to make, okay? Really, really important for you to know. That way you know the activities that you need to do in order to reach your goals of income and also transactions. Simple enough. They do give you an example on page 25, just so you can see kind of their thing. If you have an annual net GCI of 100,000, in case you didn't know, that's gross commission income. You have let's say a market cap of 23. A plus B, 123,000. Average commission per transactions. Man, if it was $6,000, we'd be having to sell a lot of houses here. You have any idea how lucky we are to have an average sales price, the average sales price we have? Crazy. If this was your goal to make $100,000, you'd have to sell at least 21 homes. Yeah, just, again, God bless California. Anyway, so do your homework. Make sure you can bring this back. Show Lloyd that you logged in, that you did your CGI, so you know what your goals are. This is part of the process of, again, knowing what you want to accomplish.
Is this part of the agent website, or is this
It's your site, kw.com. If you put in your username and password, go to MyKW.
Okay.
And then there's a CGI tool. In the question, you can just put in CGI tool. This stuff will come up, and you're just going to start plugging in numbers. Okay. So in Danville, average sales price probably 115. What is that? Almost what? It's ridiculous. $40,000 commission or something. Yeah. Anyway.
But good luck trying to get it. It's so saturated with so many people. I mean,
Limiting belief.
Uh-huh.
I know. Sorry.
Limiting belief.
No.
It's a limiting belief because most of them suck. I'm exaggerating. I'm just saying this is the way this is the mindset you need to have to be in real estate. Most of them suck, and you're going to get the business. Okay. Page 27, commitment to daily lead generation. You need to be committed to your business. Can anyone tell me what your job is without looking at your papers?
Lead gen.
Boom, lead gen, then what?
Follow-up.
Follow-up, after follow-up?
Negotiation.
Negotiation, good.
Right contract.
Right contracts?
And appointments.
Appointments, yes, excellent. You're learning your job. Again, you are in the lead generation business, so you need to know when you're gonna lead generate, all right? So a lot of people will say, okay, I'm gonna make 20 phone calls a day. I'm gonna make 30 phone calls a day. Right now, they're talking about just picking a allotment of time. You're gonna make your contacts within, let's say, a 2-hour period. And I think for this, for Ignite, I think it's a minimum 2 hours that you're supposed to be doing lead generation. And then we have a system that we use in Ignite, and it's called your 10-4-1s, I think, which we'll get into. So if you ran a factory, you know how long it takes to make a widget, right? And so it gives you kind of the same little analogy here. Well, real estate's the same way. If you make a certain number of phone calls, you're going to soon learn how many phone calls you need to make in order to get business or a referral. So you make phone calls, you get a referral. Let's say that referral didn't work out, but you kept making phone calls, you get another referral. Well, that referral worked out. So then you know you need like X number of phone calls to actually close business. So that you're going to learn these numbers as you do this business, all right? So it's important to track what you're doing so you know how much work you need to do in order to accomplish your goals. So it's really that simple. So your assignment is going to be to read through this, start understanding this concept that you must track your work, because if you don't track anything, it means you did nothing. If it's not tracked somewhere, realistically, you've done nothing. You need to show Lloyd that you've done the work, okay? So the lead generation funnel, it's always a funnel. That's what they talk about in any business. It's the same in real estate, okay? So you've got your leads at the top. Your leads are going to lead to appointments. Your appointments will lead to agreements, and then your agreements will hopefully lead to contracts, which will lead to closings. That's what this whole process is about. All right, so is everyone familiar with this lead generation funnel? It's pretty self-explanatory when you look at the page. Does anyone need an explanation on that? Nope. Okay, our focus here in Ignite is going to be prospecting for leads, right? And again, it could be leads or referrals. You're going to be calling people you know right now, so hopefully you're going to get a referral. So you're going to be very intentional about asking for referrals. Okay, let's go to page, well, we're going to skip over 30 where it says call every session. Trust me, Lloyd will be making you call every session. There were a couple of you that made phone calls and other people, you know, we get chitty-chatty in real estate and then we do everything but make our phone calls. Just know you do not want that to be a pattern. So whatever you do in here, you're probably going to do out there. I'm just telling you. That's what they'll teach you. That again, what you do in here is what you're going to do out there. So if you kind of like snake away and you don't make your phone calls, you're probably going to go out there and snake away and not make your phone calls. All right. So try to be intentional. And then do the habits, again, because Lloyd is very habitual about making his phone calls to ask for referrals, so he's going to expect the same of you. And again, you need to track what you're doing, otherwise it didn't happen. If you can't track it, it didn't happen. All right, so let's go to page 31. 4 powerful habits. All right, so number 1, grow and manage your database. We have this thing called the 10 4s, I think they call it. 4 10s, is that what it is? 10 4s? 10 4. That's like a radio CD call, right, Tim?
10 4 Captain.
That's it. Okay, we need to grow our database. Does anyone want to tell me what a database is? Who can tell me what a database is? Anybody?
Your contacts.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Good try. Good try.
How to contact them.
Names, that's getting closer.
And then, you know, what's the most recent contact you had with them?
Kind of, sort of. What do you want to build in this list of contacts? Why are we calling these people?
Clients.
Yes. What's another name for that?
Relationships.
Boom! That's it. Good job, Justin. Your database is a list of relationships. You need to look at it that way. Those are people you want to build your business with. You're going to call them. You're going to go see them. You're going to write them notes. You're going to see them at an open house. You're going to go to dinner with them. You're going to take them to coffee. You're going to do this and that until your spouse or significant other says, my God, when do you work? I used to get that. What, you're going to tea again or coffee again? I'm like, yeah, I'm working. Yeah, right. No, that's work. Because you're building relationships. You need to be the first person they think about when they want to buy real estate, when they want to sell real estate, when they need a roofer, a plumber, a contractor, when they need a landscaper, when they need an accountant, when they need an attorney. This is what you're doing. You're going to be the referral hub, right? And this is why you're building the relationships, because when they have a need, they're going to need to call you and know that you're going to have the answer. So not only are you going to build these relationships, aka your database, these are the relationships that will feed you. But you have to be the go-to. You need to be the resource. So you really need to take it seriously about building this database, building your relationships, not just with the people you know. So not only do they know you, they're going to trust you, but you need to start building a database of business relationships. You need people that you can go to that are going to take care of your clients, because if you refer them to some, excuse my language, jackass, you're going to look like a jackass. So you need to take it seriously to build these relationships. You need to be able to refer them to agents in other areas. So not only do you need to build out your A+ people, your A people, the people who are going to refer you business, you need your business relationships, and you need your agent relationships, your agent partners. This is why agents are always, mingling, socializing, going to different events, supporting other agents. Because what better to do? Let's say your brother or whoever in your family lives in LA and they want to sell a house. I hope you're not going to sell it. The best thing you want to do is refer them to a very talented agent in that area. So just start thinking, I'm building all these relationships. You need the agent relationships so that you can refer people to an expert in that area the same way you're an expert here. And that way you just get a referral fee, and that is in the best interest of that person. Make sense? So again, you're building relationships. The database is not a list of contacts. Yes, it is in a way, but it's relationships. Make sense? So now you won't forget that. So if Lloyd asks you, what is a database? You're going to say, perfect. Okay. Prospect. How many people are we going to prospect on a daily basis while we're in Ignite? Prospect. Prospect is just another name for call. How many people? 10. Yes. So they want you to grow your database by 10 people. So if you already know these people, how are you going to grow it by 10 people?
Ask, yeah.
Are you going to what?
Reference or referrals?
That too. But this brings up a really good point, and I'm wondering if they'll get to it back here. So you know these people, but you don't necessarily know if they should go into your list of relationships for your business. They may stay friends, but you need to qualify these people. So you're going to call them. Let's say you're calling Jan. Hey, Jan, it's Natalie. How you been? And she'll, I'll just see how she's doing. At the end, she's going to say, hey, how am I doing? And I would say, hey, Jan, you're not going to believe it, but I got my real estate license about a year ago. I'm just, checking in with folks that I know to say, hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? Pretend you're Jan. Do you mind if I ask you a question, Jan?
Yes.
I'm curious. Oh, no offense.
No, of course not. We didn't know.
I'm curious, and honestly, it was so great catching up with you, but I just wanted to see, if you had a friend or family member who needed to buy or sell a home, do you have an agent you'd refer them to? Say no.
No, I can't think of anyone.
Okay, well, hey, you know what? I would love to be that person. And I'd love to, if you need anything related to your home, if it's a roofer, a plumber, a contractor, we have some amazing people we partner with. So, please think of me. I'd love to, would it be okay to stay in contact with you and periodically let you know what's going on in the market?
Of course.
Awesome. We actually have a client appreciation program, so I would say, hey, I'd love to include you in our appreciation program. We, occasionally send out items of value. I think that you might find interesting. Would it be okay to send it out to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be best to email you at home? Probably not work, right?
Yeah. Home's better.
So see how I'm qualifying? So then this next time you're going to say, yes, you do, okay? So Gina, oh my gosh, it was so great talking to you. Hey, quick question before I go, because I know you're busy. If you had a family member or friend or associate who needed to buy or sell a home, do you have an agent you'd refer them to?
Oh, yeah. I already know it.
You what? I'm sorry.
I already know it.
Oh, you do? Oh my gosh. Who's your agent? Most of the time I can't remember.
Joan Smith. Yeah.
Oh, Joan Smith. Even if they're a crappy agent, just say, oh my gosh, yeah, I've heard of that. Wonderful. I'm so glad you have someone that you know and trust who would take really great care of you. We're building our business just like that. We want people to know that they can know and trust us as well. So I really think that's awesome. So and just kind of leave it at that and then say goodbye to your friend. That's how you qualify. So you're going to call the people you know. You're going to qualify them and just make sure that they're a fit for your business. So you'll have your personal friends here who you qualify, and then they get moved over to your business side. Make sense? So go ahead.
One question I have is when I have experienced that of late, that when I'm calling my friends, trying to qualify them,
Yeah.
they say, no, we don't have a realtor, we are interested to buy this.
Okay.
And suddenly I see a change in, like a relationship. They try to distance themselves away from me. So.
Oh, they
like,
do?
I may be wrong. That's what I'm trying to understand.
I think you're
You
probably
need
over.
experience.
Yeah, people won't, unless you're coming off as super salesy. That's not the case usually. You're probably just thinking that it's limiting belief. Yeah, you're there to help them. Hey, I'm just here to help people who need help. And you need to let them know why you love what you do. Because people don't do business with you because of what you do. They stay and do business with you because they know why you do it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So if you let people know, you know what, we love building community, really one family at a time. We're very passionate about the fact that home ownership brings both personal and financial stability. That's actually what we do. That's what it's about. So if you know anyone, and I don't say anyone, you need to be specific. If you have a friend or if one of the neighbors is considering, making a move, we'd love to connect with them. Have you heard of anyone in the next 30 to 90 days who've talked about moving? Again, it's a way of asking questions. So knowing who to talk to, knowing what to say to them, and then getting the information back, and then providing, being a resource. So you have to get really skilled at qualifying these people. If you have people in your database and they're not going to do business with you, you're wasting your time. So you have to be bold enough, just, hey, I'm here to help you. Make sense? You need to make these calls at least 10 a day, and they want you to put 10 contacts in your database. That can be a little bit hard to do, but if you've got 200, 300, 400 people, pretty soon you're going to run out of people. So there's other methods that you can use, which this program will get into, okay? All right, so growing your database 10 a day. You're going to prospect, which could be calling, it could be door knocking, it could be, oh my gosh, when I took Bold, we had people out at the grocery store standing in front. I would never do that. I would just go door knocking. Yeah, it's fun. And then here's the thing. When you meet someone, what do you think would be a good idea to leave a lasting impression if you met someone? Let's say you met them at the grocery store and you just found out standing in line, they need to buy and sell, and you qualified them, they don't have an agent, they actually gave you their, let's say, phone number, email, and home address, and they want you to keep in contact with them. What would you do then?
Follow up.
What's that?
Follow up.
Excellent. How would you follow up? Initially, what would be the first thing you would do to follow up?
Send an email.
No.
Text message.
No. You're a millennial, huh? Are you a millennial? Writing a personal note is like, it's a lost art. Write them a personal note. Yeah, you can email them for sure and text them. Write them a personal note. Why would you write them a personal note?
Nobody does that
So much more special.
Boom.
Yeah.
Number one, nobody does it anymore.